This is hardly a festive topic, so if you don't want to watch it, then leave it until the time seems relevant, but it came to mind, so I thought I would make it anyway. What is your preference for disposal of your remains? You know, largely we have two options, whether we can be buried or we can be cremated. And I mean, I have a very specific view myself, for a range of reasons. I very definitely want to be cremated. Partly, and I mean this might seem a bit nuts because I know I'm not going to be there, but the thought of quietly rotting in the ground like some discarded piece of meat doesn't appeal to me at all. I think it's a waste of space. I think it's kind of rather ghastly in a way. Whereas being cremated, you know, you can go up in a blaze of glory, and then the much smaller remains can be placed somewhere which is either of your choosing or of your family's choosing. So it's not as if there won't be a place where you can be remembered. I think this is relevant. Talking about these kinds of things with your family is important. You know, if you don't and the time comes, then you place a huge responsibility into the hands of your family. And an extension of that is, you know, the thoughts that you have for funerals and what kind of thing you would like. Unfortunately, we are limited by law, I believe. I mean, I haven't gone into this in a great detail, but you know, I don't want a religious funeral. I don't particularly even want one indoors, though of course that depends on what time of year one moves on. You can't be buried anywhere. You theoretically can't be scattered anywhere, but you can be scattered in most places. I mean, I believe there are difficulties surrounding that. But the mode of one's funeral, it tends to be the sort of thing that people just go into automatic pilot and do what you're supposed to do, which often leaves people in a very unsatisfactory situation. People who are not religious, for example, who find themselves having some a religious person, some official person, talking about someone that they never met, which can be heartbreaking. That happened with my grandmother, and it was dreadful. That was what was the most upsetting, was the fact that he was talking about someone he didn't know, and it was abundantly clear, because even though he'd been told a few things about her, he said some things which were just way off, and it was just, you know, what a way to say goodbye. You can run your own funerals. We ran my mother's, and it was in a Quaker format because she was a Quaker, but that meant that people could get up and speak and say what they wanted to, and I kind of ran it. So these are things that are worth contemplating, perhaps not at the last minute, just worth rolling around in your mind and seeing what you come up with, because, you know, it can be in your will or in your wishes for people to find afterwards, even if you don't want to talk about it with them prior to the event. So, any thoughts?